Ironically, I didn't realize that spring was our theme for Yosemite National Park's El Capitan is the largest piece of exposed granite in the world. It rises 3,000 feet straight up from the valley floor. It's so tall that if you were to jump off of it, you could fall for 20 seconds before impact. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, will be to jump off of El Capitan with the parachute. Fall for 10 seconds, and then open your parachute to save your own life. Base jumping could be defined as parachute jumping off of a building, antenna, a bridge, or a cliff like El Capitan. To date, thousands of skydivers have successfully parachute jumped or base jumped off of El Capitan with fewer than 10 fatalities. The most important aspect in having a successful base jump is controlling your own fear. You've all signed your waivers and paid your deposit. At this point, if there's anybody who's uncomfortable in proceeding with this course, go ahead and stand up. You can head out the door. You get a full refund, no questions asked. Do I have any takers? I didn't think so. When we arrive at Yosemite Park, we're going to go to the meadow below El Capitan. There we're going to walk around for the day and look for landing obstacles, landing zones, and also inspect the Merced River that runs adjacent to the meadow for crossing points. In the event that we're chased by rangers, we might be able to get across the river. During the jump, you're going to be wearing your regular old skydiving equipment that you take to the drop zone every weekend. So there'll be no changes of equipment. You'll also be wearing a front-mounted fanny pack, which inside is going to have a plastic bag so that after you land, you can stash your parachute in it, stuff it in the bushes, walk away from it in case the rangers are following you. You'll also have the camouflage poncho liner. Before we hike up the mountain, you're going to be assigned a buddy. Somebody whose job is to inspect your equipment right before you jump, and vice versa. Tonight at 10 p.m., we're going to begin hiking. It's going to take us 4 to 5 hours to get to the top of the mountain. You're going to be carrying a flashlight, 2 quarts of water, a couple of energy bars. We'll be making our jump just before dawn. Once we arrive at the top of the cliff, you're going to have a few minutes to relax, soak in the scenery before you start to prepare your equipment. I'll be making radio contact with the crew down in the meadow and making sure there's no rangers about. I'll also be looking for the correct takeoff point. The launch at El Capitan is signified by a U.S. Geological Survey marker about this big. It's been stamped into a granite slab which has a 15-foot overhang from the sheer vertical cliff. Before the jump, we're going to take a few minutes to visualize our perfect exit. So please close your eyes for just a moment and imagine this with me. You're standing 4 steps away from the cliff edge, drawing slow, deep breaths. In your mind, you picture yourself running and then jumping into a swimming pool as a child. Instead of diving, though, you bend your neck and look above the horizon. Bring both your arms back, keep your head high, push your chest and hips out, bend your knees, and then freeze. Now hold this position for 3 full seconds. 1001, 1002, 1003. Go to open your eyes. The perfect launch is defined as both smooth and aggressive. Mentally calm, yet fully charged. Whoops. It's time to line up now. In pairs of 2, just like Noah's Ark. Mentally, as you watch the pair in front of you jump, you start a slow count to 10. 1008, 1009, 1010. Your turn. You look at your partner, you nod, and you start your count. Ready? Let's go. You take 3 or 4 steps and burst into the air. Head high, arms back, chest out, reach for the sky. After 3 seconds, you hear that familiar roar of the wind as you pick up speed. Speed is your friend and brings you control. Now smoothly bring your arms down to your side and transition to a tracking position. Just like a ski jumper in the Olympics. 10 seconds into the jump, you're doing over 120 miles an hour. It's time to open your parachute. First, you look above you to make sure your buddy's not directly above you. Then you give him the wave, the sign that you're going to deploy. You reach for your parachute handle, bang, it opens. The sound sends shock waves against the cliff of El Capitan. It's deafening and awakens the climbers sleeping in their portaledges. You fly out to the meadow and have a stand-up landing in tall grass. There's no signs of any rangers, but to be safe, you stuff your parachute in the green bag and stash it in the bushes. You walk away from your gear, find your buddy, and have a cool drink of water. You may even be shaking right now. After the all clear, you grab your gear and head back to the van. As you approach the road, you see headlights coming and drop to the ground. Under the poncho, you tell your buddy, act like a bush. Back at the retrieval van, it's 7 o'clock in the morning, and you have an incredible craving for a cold beer. You crack one open and toast with your friends. You can see it in their eyes. They have that look, the look of somebody who knows. You took only memories from Yosemite Valley and left only footprints. This moment of yours will live on for the rest of your life. You will tell the same story over and over to anyone who listened, and some will not.